Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. Dead Estate is your typical roguelike, not reinventing the genre much, but honestly, if the elevator works, why take the stairs? Pick your character, only 2 at the start, kill enemies in rooms, explore the mansion, pick up items that give you boosts like faster bullets, agility, or just bigger explosions. You can also pick up secondary weapons that run on ammo, and some range from overpowered to something else. Most of the time, you might just stick to your mainline weapon, preferring to pick up items to make that stronger. During your runs, you'll also run into shops to get more items, guns, restock your ammo if you need, and even increase your stats with the doctor. You look familiar. It's important to start saving cash in order to get the ones you need to get further, so expect spending a lot of time breaking vases, pots. Doing the calculations in my spare time, I worked out that you might spend about 60% of the game just breaking them instead of enemies. Entering a room most times means having to kill the enemies for the doors to open up again. And the designs here range from the expected to definitely out there. You have zombies, blobs, bats, this thing, these things, and I don't even know who that is, but I know I hate them. Combat is a lot of fun. You'll get used to the controls and aiming pretty quick. And while it's not completely accurate, it doesn't matter too much if you shoot 10,000 bullets a second. Dead Estate is rooted in older style roguelites. Instead of the more modern approach of carrying over permanent upgrades after runs, you pick a character and try to see how far you can get. It's refreshing in a way to not have to grind in order to progress. Instead, getting further as your knowledge and skills improve. The biggest obstacle you might find is the timer. Levels have an invisible timer that's constantly ticking down. And once it hits 0, it's time for chunks. You can damage him, but good luck trying to take him down. It's much easier said than done. The characters are great, and all bring their own different playstyles to the table. You only start off with 2, Jules and Jeff, but unlock more as you play. Jules is a fast but low damage character who uses a shotgun, but Jeff has a pistol, has a lot more health, but the trade-off is he's much slower. Perfect characters to start the game with. It also has an easy mode if you still find yourself struggling to progress. Feel free to click that if you need it. After a few hours, you'll start unlocking more characters. Cordelia, a witch who starts with a wand and is the only character who can use them. Normally you need an item for that. Also, she can float. It makes sense considering she comes with 2 flotation devices. Boss is my favorite and just loves blowing things up. Trust me on this, but playing as her is when things get crazy. Fuji is a melee character, basically star platinum, but can't use any other weapons. A lot of fun. Lydia is a real estate agent who is constantly losing money, but also finds more than other characters, and gets a free gift every $600. Mumba fires guns fast. Lewis can carry 3 weapons, and his magnum deals a lot of damage. Very slow, but accurate. And finally, there's Digby, the Boy Scout. More on him later, but trust me, you don't want to miss out on when I talk about him. All the characters are unique enough that unlocking them makes you excited to try them, and you can easily find your favorite if you keep playing. Wait a second, I forgot one. Assignment Anya is the supplemental game mode that comes free with the game. You play as Anya, an actress that was part of a crew who broke into the mansion in order to shoot a film. But things went wrong. Very wrong. The crew were eaten, Star ran off screaming, and she's stuck surrounded by zombies. Luckily, she had a zombie mask on, helping her hide from the zombies, hang around the set, and as someone who has worked on sets, this is a constant problem. Assignment Anya is the most Resident Evil part of the game. You explore the mansion, pick up items, and solve puzzles to progress. The mansion is full of zombies that you can either try running through or sneak past while wearing the zombie mask. You walk much slower wearing it, most likely being unable to see through it. There are other encounters, one of which might be one of the most terrifying I've ever experienced in a game. Sadly, you have no real way to deal with any of the threats, since there's no combat. The mode does provide some background on the characters in the mansion. You find Cordelia's room and notes left by her mom and dad. You also find some notes from the cultists, which further expand on what happened at the mansion before the actual game starts. All of these help build the lore, and if you enjoy the game, it's a fun mode to play if you want a breather from the intense action.
Not my best angle.
Once you complete it, you unlock the last character, Axel, but only if you haven't found a secret lair, so there is an incentive to give it a go. But after that distraction is over, it's time to... While replaying the game a bunch, you'll probably have unlocked a few of the characters to try out, and hopefully found one that can help you finish a run and beat chunks. It's all about that incremental growth as you slowly get good. Or maybe you did it first try, then congrats. But don't get too penisy. If you want some advice for finishing a first run, then keep using jewels. Her shotgun deals good damage, and her speed is great for avoiding enemies. Also picking up Ace of Hearts will help a lot with damage if you find it. Just try and pick up as many items as you can, and don't be afraid to spend your money on upgrades or useful items. If you find an explosive weapon, then save it for bosses. Hey, get a little closer. Let me give you the best kept secret. If you want to beat your first run, enter Digby. Digby is a beast, able to destroy projectiles with his bat and enter a sort of berserker rage after getting enough kills. Not to mention, the speed and power of his hits alone. Oh! When you play Digby, the enemies aren't coming for you, you're coming for them. Once you have a proper kill combo going, you just become a blur of death and destruction. Just imagine every enemy was poor Glenn. Getting him is pretty easy. Just buy the map on every floor before the 6th, and you've unlocked Digby. Don't say I don't give you anything. Speaking of giving you something, wait, don't walk away. If you're enjoying this video, why don't you think about giving it a like? And if you want more indie gaming content, subscribe and expect more amazing content in the future. You won't regret it. Back to talking about this amazing game. Your best strategy here is to run through and kill enemies as fast as possible, and just make it to the boss with a high combo number, and then just explore at your own leisure. Maybe even give Chunks some of its own medicine. Once you get through the 6 floors, it's time for the final Chunks battle. Using the method of rushing with Digby will also help you earn enough money to spend on the balcony, hopefully. Claudia still has a ton of stuff to sell you on the top floor if you need it. Once you reach Chunks, you'll see the sheer power of Digby. Just destroy his projectiles and keep knocking him back until the rocket launcher drops. After that battle, you get a fun little cutscene, and the nightmare is over. If you're a quitter, it's time for... A roguelite is a lot like diarrhea. It's done when your stomach says so. I'm not as funny as I used to be. Completing one run isn't going to end the game. Instead, you have to do a second one, and this time it's going to test you. When playing again after beating Chunks, everything is the same, except now you get a choice between 2 elevators after you beat a boss. You want to take the brown ones to get to the alternate floors. The new floors are the Dark Mood Woods, where you just fight skeletons and bats. It's probably my favorite level just for the atmosphere. It's so moody. The pumpkin boss is a bit annoying, but once you keep your distance, he's pretty easy. The Forsaken Crypt is just your typical Egyptian level with mummies, undead that need to be destroyed before they can respawn, and filthy rats. Hundreds of them. The boss is incredibly easy. Once you know the pattern, you'll never be hit by it again. The abandoned set is a bit strange. There are no enemies, and you just have to go through it to find the key to the exit. I don't want to spoil what happens, but let's just say, take a toilet break before you pick it up. A lot of toilet humor in this one, I don't know why. Lastly is the Sunken Ship. Fight some annoying fish, water tentacles, and these weird puckering... It's almost like an eye blinking. The boss here is a kraken that isn't too difficult to kill. I really like the alternate stages, but the bosses are a bit disappointing. None of them really move the needle much in terms of difficulty, but luckily, none of them are as annoying as Puro. I hate that guy. There are some other secret floors for you to find too. The bank will let you store some cash or withdraw if you have trouble getting money. The kitchen is just full of items to help you out on a run, and trust me, you'll need some help. And then there's the bathroom. Speaking of bathroom jokes, which is for people who just want to test their luck. Throughout the run, you might see some toilet paper drop when you destroy a pot. It takes your HP down to 2 while seemingly offering no benefits, unless you find the bathroom, where you can trade it for game-changing upgrades, like double health, more damage, and other bonuses. After playing with all the different rooms and exploring the new ones, you find the pieces of a key after beating a boss. Once you've picked up all 4, they form together. Now this time when you reach the balcony, you can see what the key unlocks. An antidote. Go ahead and fight Chunks again, But this time, the antidote takes effect, and Chunks turns back into his cute little hamster form. He then opens the locked door for you, and turns on the portal to the final level, the Exit Realm. The Exit Realm is insane. Enemies unload a ton of projectiles and never stop coming. If you don't have the speed and power to match, you'll find yourself overwhelmed. But if you follow the proven strategy of just getting all the items, then you should be fine. I hope. Once you hit all 3 switches and finish the area, it's time to face the final boss. Diavolo is fast, but you're faster. You've practiced for this. You've died so many times. The stakes are against you, but you don't care. Losers only lose when they give up, and you're a winner. Just keep attacking, jump to avoid, and... You did it. You did it. Diavolo is oh, just kidding. She has a second form. Her second form is a bit easier since she doesn't teleport around. But Lord help me if she isn't the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. Pretty eyes though. The music is awesome. It's been stuck in my head for months. In fact, all the music is great. A bunch of really catchy beats that you'll find yourself humming whenever you aren't playing. But she isn't much of a problem, and if any of your weapons have homing on it, then you can even attack the eye off screen, which makes the battle go even faster. Once you beat her again, you get another nice cutscene, and the nightmare is finally over. Again. No really, it's done. You've won. You can close the video now. I'm sure you either have homework or need to spend some time with your family. Actually, it's getting late. Maybe go make yourself some dinner? Why am I still here sitting in silence? Because we're still not done. While Diavolo might be beaten, the game isn't over. Beating over a character gives their portrait a gold border showing your achievement. You're incentivized to finish the run with every character. Doing this unlocks achievements from this giant list you can find in the menu, and that also leads you to other things you can unlock, like alternate costumes and challenges. Oh man, the challenge is either hair-pulling difficult or just stupid fun. Either finishing a shorter run with one weapon, playing a classic version of the game, or just recreating Pac-Man with Moomba. It's a fun little extra mode for you to sink some hours into, and just adds even more value to the game. The main runs also have some added elements like the arena, which is a boss rush mode to get a lot of great items and make runs go smoother overall. I really enjoyed this mode to help me create an even more overpowered character. There's also the Devil and Angel shot, where you use chunk coins to either buy buffs or new curses that you can enable during runs. These add some benefits while also making your life much more difficult. There's also another floor that is unlocked, the Shrine, which is by far the most infuriating room in the game, just because of these swords that are incredibly difficult to kill. Their attack is so hard to dodge and will kill me more than half the time I encounter them. But you can skip it if you don't enjoy the pain. The boss is kind of cool. Cute cat. And that's all there is to Dead Estate, a game just completely packed with content. 2024 was the final update, and the end product here is just such a stuffed game that anyone can spend hours playing. There's so much content that I can't even get into everything, but I do feel a bit exhausted after all that talking. Maybe it's time for me to take a nap. It's not over, is it? No, this isn't a dream. It's a nightmare. But to be honest, some things are better left discovered on your own. I love this game, and I hope you might give it a go after this video. You can tell that Milk Bar lads put a lot of love and heart into this. It's especially important in a time where everyone feels so dissatisfied with how empty and soulless a lot of AAA gaming has become. It gives me a warm feeling to see an indie at such a low price of $15, or your native equivalent, give so much for so little. And the best part is, they don't ask you to pay more down the line. It's a once-off product that will just keep you entertained for days, months, maybe even years. I don't know how long you take to finish a game. It's just a really great game to sink your teeth into. Do yourself a favor and try it. I almost completely guarantee you'll enjoy it. But if after that video you try it and you don't, come yell at me. I can take it. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye.